Hey everybody, welcome to AAA episode number 608. Wait, you no longer do what? It's enigmatic, but it'll make sense by the time we get to the titular article. God damn, why is it so loud? There we go. Amp that down a little bit. Like that. Not just here. I'm sure it'll be present with us presently. In the meantime, got the gayest person on YouTube in chat. It's been a hot minute. Good to see you. Good to see you. St. Michael. Gamer Valine, of course. Turn up my mic. Darren Root, Abacus, Sugar Gospel. Oh man, we got everybody here. Luna and cool. Good to see everyone. It's I asked earlier on, fuck, terrible day. How's everyone else's day going? Mine's been awful. Did I hear a sin?
Yeah.
Are you so quiet? Unintentionally turned down or something?
Is that better?
Whoa. Don't whisper in my ear, bro. That's gay.
No, not better.
No, I just got suddenly loud. It was like whispering in my ear, which was weird.
Am I whispering in your ear?
Yes, you are with your hyper-realistic Shure 7B microphone intonings. It's threatening my sexuality. Stop it.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, you know. Towards the end of a crappy day. Trying to get everything together. You know how it is sometimes. Treading water,
one of them
staying
days.
above it.
I feel it.
I'm sorry?
Just one of them days. I feel it.
Yeah. Not a good day for you?
No, it's a fine day for me, but I understand where you're coming from.
Oh, okay, I hear you. You know, I was curious about, so I had mic difficulties the other day, right? And ended up changing a bunch of shit and then blah, blah, blah. So I thought I'd go back to Noir Bar from last Friday to see how I sounded. Usually I don't do that. And I've come to realize that, most of my efforts with my mic have been for nothing. It's kind of depressing.
Why do you think that?
Just listening to the way it sounded, it's like Far and Sam sounded fine, clear, good fidelity, etc. And then there's me, sound muffled, end of a fucking, hollow aluminum tube filled with water. It just sounds terrible. Like, not.
Oh, you sound good to me.
Really? I don't know.
Is your output on OBS different than your output on Discord?
Now, that's a damn fine question. I don't actually know the answer. Like, is it set that they're different outputs? I don't think so. Not even sure how I would have managed that because it's going through the same Windows output source. The same driver.
There's a finger in my
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe your settings on OBS are fucky.
You got to hate when you come up with a donation is so fucking creepy that you're wondering, who the fuck put that together? Oh, wait, that was me. They have OBS up. That's got a finger in my food stuck in my face. All right. That reminds me, I have a new donation down there.
My OBS is frozen.
That'd be why you didn't hear it.
No.
It was fast, it was creepy, and I'm sure someone's going to hit it again to freak me out. I have a new donation down there, I think for $7. I'm going to have to look to see. Yet. People that were there on Noir Bar on Friday got to see a sneak peek of it.
I've got it.
You didn't have OBS going, and guess what? I don't have my Streamlabs going. So, all sorts of ill prepared.
I've got a new pop-up at 5:51. It's not creepy or anything. It's just weird and funny.
You never know. It might creep someone out, man. Remain hopeful.
We're just making new friends. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Did I? Sorry, chat. I'm just doing all the things I should have done before the stream. That could be. Manage variations. I still hate the new Streamlabs setup, man.
Yeah, I still haven't really gotten used to it either.
I mean, you think you would, right? Manage manage tips, add new tip, whatever the fuck. But nope, they gotta. That used to be in the same window. Remember, just a different button.
Yep.
Why it needed separation, I don't know. But yeah, it's down there at $7. So yay. And it's not creepy, but it is funny as fuck. Oh, cool. Got a John number 1. Very good to see. Part 3, so I'm going to have to wait for y'all's to get yours. But
I do not have one.
No?
Nope.
Damn it. Well, I can tell you the end of the story. Oh, sure. Mine has all the non-English words in it. Look at this. In any case, Kiro Soldier, thank you for the $2. Boom. Let me hit that. There it is. Part 1. Ahoy, hoy, Polly. Ahoy, hoy, Kiro. Let's get this AAA started right, hopefully, with a seal bonk. In some other news is that I began packing up my apartment to move to the new one. Yeah, cool. You got his legal battles cleared up. Remember he's talking about that? Nice. And Akira Soldier, thank you for the $2 again. Part 2. It's going to be a small 2-bedroom under $950. I'm planning to turn the second bedroom into my study to house all my media and my desk and laptop. Plus, I get the next 6 weeks free. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a fucking huge win. Do the thing that I never thought of. If you get a remission on rent, put it towards your next month's rent after that. You know what I mean? Do that.
Yeah,
move.
Just set it aside.
Yeah. I remember when I had a rent increase a little while ago. I felt so fucking smart after I did the thing that probably every other wise money manager already does. Is I got a bonus at work. And so instead of like buying something, right? It's like, I'm going to split this up and divvy it up over the next 4 months for this is my rent increase. So I basically paid the same rent for the next 4 months.
To a point where the next one's going to be, you know what? The N-word. You know what the N-word is, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
I want to clean that up. No, it's the N-word. That's a very nasty word, right? In a lot of ways. That's the worst thing that can happen.
It is the worst thing that can happen. I really think some people, if, the N-word were to get dropped on TV, they would really think it's Armageddon, man.
Probably, yeah.
You know who?
I'd imagine so.
You know who Don King is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was looking for the highest quality source video of that interview he did with Brett Baer. Trump did with Brett Baer, right? Because if you're going to make a cut out of it, best quality you can work with to start the editing, right? I'm looking around. Don King introduced Donald Trump at a rally and dropped the N-bomb. Nobody said anything. I didn't hear about that. You think that would have been the news for like a week straight?
Dude, honestly, you could have told me Don King was dead, and I'd be like, oh, no shit, really? I haven't heard anything about him, and I don't know how long.
Yeah, he's not looking young anymore.
He's an older kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. It was weird. It was this weird rambling. He's introducing Donald Trump to come up and speak, and he's talking about how this man isn't who you think he is, and you should really, once you get into the real world and know what the way the world really works, not the way you'd like it to work, this man's a great leader. That sort of thing is the way he's generally vibing. But he tells it all through this story of trying to explain to Michael Jackson the way the real world works. Michael, you got to understand, you know what they call a rich Negro, right? And he goes, and I didn't say that. I cleaned it up for you guys. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Don King? And you feel the tension in the room rise, and then he starts dropping N-bombs, and shit got weird. Who's Don King? He's a boxing promoter / manager. He was the
dude with the hair.
Yeah, the dude, exactly. The dude with the hair. He rocked his hair puffed up and in the air, really noticeable. He made a big deal out of himself. Like people's managers in pro wrestling matter because they're part of the show. They're part of the storylines. Don King was like that, but for real, Anyway.
Yeah, he was like the real life Paul Heyman.
Boom.
There's a finger in my food.
Just for you, Sam.
Nice.
YouTube Steve Dave, thanks for the $4. I like this one, but I don't like the ratio. Needs to be well over 50% when the show starts. You dumb bastards! Smash the like button, you mealy mouth cocksuckers. Man, Dave just imagine how he's going to be when he's an angry old man.
Maybe he's an angry old man now.
You think?
I think it's possible.
I mean, I'm looking forward to retirement. I could be, yeah. Kimberly, thank you for the $9.25. I vote potato next. Why? Because I saw it in real time. Oh, yeah. Right. I have the raw video for that, Valine. You just buckle up. I'm going to put it together. It's fine. Don King is pushing 94 years old in August. Yeah, wow, he really is up there. Bit like for Polly's dulcet tones. Yeah, I wish I had dulcet tones, but I listened to myself on the mic from Phono Bar recording, and I'm thoroughly unimpressed. Sam and Farr do not bend over backwards and stress themselves up with anxiety of how to get the mic to work just right. They just do, plugged it in. There you go. And it sounds way better than mine. It tells you something, right?
Well, I think it's got to be your OBS settings. That's the only thing I could think of, because to me, you sound fine.
Am I threatening your sexuality?
I mean, always, but
no, that's not doxing. Do you remember that time you sent me the drunk picture of you doing the finger guns in the mirror in the bathroom for no reason?
No, but I'll take your word for it.
You looked like you were in the middle of, you know how a guy might, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a movie where somebody's done this, because I've seen in comedies where people do it. It'll be like gyrating hips and pointing the two finger guns in like a circular motion going, hey, hey, like that kind of movement. That's what it looked like you were in the middle of doing. And I don't know why you took a picture of yourself like this and why you fucking chose to send it to me, but you did. And I said, you looked like you were in the middle of doing like the hip waving thing. And I remember you texted back, yeah, that'd be pretty on brand, man. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. That N-word CTP, thank you for the $6. Knife Ear Banjo, because once you're here. Oh, because for once I'm here. What do you mean? I'm always here. It's, 50% of the time when I'm here 100% of the time. That follows, right?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Except when Sam peeks out my ears. Yeah. The noise gates or volume limiters, yeah, they work on occasion. If somebody yells real fast, it won't catch up.
It only picks up like half of it.
Yeah. It'll let I was surprised. I thought it was a true hard limit that it wouldn't go over X decibels. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that. It's actually adjusting in real time. And I'm like, oh, that's fancier than I thought OBS was. Threatening it about your six. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the sound card in my computer for all I know. It's not like I've run it through a separate computer. No, wait, I did. My laptop.
Well, then you wouldn't sound as good here.
Touche. Oh, you know what I grabbed the first season of?
What's that?
And I think you've recommended it, but I can't be sure. Lucifer, the show?
Not seen it, no.
No? Okay.
I've heard it was good, but I have not seen it.
I got strong recommends on it. And I didn't realize that people were also a lot of recommends come from AAA, man, at me, and I kind of lose track if I don't type them out, especially if I haven't seen like an ad for it or something, or the trailer, the season trailer, anything.
Yeah.
But the longest time, I thought when people were talking about Lucifer, they were talking about Luther with Idris Elba.
Luther.
I've
not seen that one either.
No, neither have I. But both have been recommended to me. We were talking about in a Discord conversation a few days ago how The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron is far better of a movie than it has any business being. It's actually a pretty fucking banging story, even though if you just give someone the elevator pitch, you wouldn't think it was, well, that sounds cheesy. No, man, it works. Totally worth your time. Fun watch. And like, you know what? If you like that, you should really check out Lucifer. With Idris Elba? Like, what? No. Luther's very good. So I've heard. No, I haven't watched Mobile Suit Gundam yet. You know why? Because I purchased a perfectly legitimate online copy and the file was corrupted and it wouldn't play. And then I... Statistically, 100% of Otters make 33% of AAA, but commit 60% of the absenteeism. Ow! Thanks, that N-word CTP. Really, Sin? I thought you'd be all about that joke. Okay. Good film. Damn right it was. I didn't... That film, I think, is good evidence of three things. One, people who criticize Al Pacino of doing nothing but yell acting don't realize that he never did. Like, that's the movie where he first really tore loose and yelled for...
I've never considered him a yell actor.
Neither have
I don't think.
I think it's an unfair criticism of him by people that they fancy themselves as cinema guys, right? Or women, whatever. And they don't like the popularity that guys like Pacino, they think undeservedly get. It's like, oh, he's always seen as this great actor. He's really not that great, you know. The stuff he ever did was like in the first 5 years of his career. And the classic hipster claimed that whatever their first film was their best film, and it was strictly downhill from there. So Panic in Needle Park is the greatest film Al Pacino ever made. You mean that like shitty college film that he was in? And that was his test role for Godfather? That film? I mean, yeah, I've seen it, but... I mean, now it may be true of Natalie Portman that the best film she was ever in was the first film she was in. And that's strictly downhill from there, but that's unique. It's not actually commonly true a lot of the time. They also named Pacino's character after the author of Paradise Lost. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did. And I've been told by people that like his whole law firm... You've seen Devil's Advocate, right?
No, I have not.
Have you read Paradise Lost?
The Dante book?
No, that would be Paradiso, the Divine Comedy. Paradise Lost is a book by John Milton.
Oh, no, it was... Okay, then no. Still no.
I was waiting, like, wait, did I fuck up? Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, Divine Comedy in 3 parts by Dante.
I know that one.
Do you hope you live long enough and become famous enough that people only call you by your first name and forget your family name?
No, because I got a cool family name.
True. Dante Alighieri, I think it's how, I know how it looks on the page. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it, so I don't know. I think you say it Alighieri. Leon the Professional, exactly. That was Natalie Portman's best film ever, which was also coincidentally her first film. Like, I mean, seriously, she did a really great job. Like, her character is great, and she plays it very, very well. And then afterwards becomes a wooden actress, in my opinion. Close enough, Polly. Thank you. Good. That was required reading in my school. You had Milton as required reading? Wow. That's a little uphill, man. That you had high standards at your school. Fuck.
Apparently, shit.
Like John Milton's what would be?
I thought they were talking about Dante. I mean, either way.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, somebody assigns you,
Paradise
Inferno,
Lost.
Paradiso, and no, Purgatorio. That's just, what are you kidding me? In the original
and that's
Italian.
Going to be the thing.
No.
It's going to be like, it's going to be Purgatorio, not even like the good one.
What's the good one? Inferno?
Oh, God, yeah, Inferno.
Yeah. I saw somebody claim in a chat during a live stream that Dante's actually trash. He just put all of his political enemies and people he didn't like in hell.
He did.
It's-
That's true.
He did. Did it make him trash?
No, but he
Did
did
he-
do that, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, it is. It totally is. And then he put
Like if I
people
remember
in there
correctly, it
that
was
are-
like
Go ahead, sir.
a mayor of a town. I forget which town he was from, but there was like a neighboring town he didn't like, and that was one of the guys who was buried up to his head in sand or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think there are also a number of contemporaries or near contemporaries of him. Somebody died like 50 or 100 years before, etc., that would sound extremely obscure to us, but everyone at that time would know who they are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, they're not his political enemies. So if you think of everyone that's completely obscure from our perspective, right? How many of them actually number among people that he hated? If you know what I mean. And it's like, not even most of them. I wouldn't put
So,
you in
yeah,
Nelson. I
he
wouldn't.
did do that, but it wasn't like the focus.
No, it wasn't. And it's
He just took the opportunity to shit on people he didn't like, which, okay.
yeah. And I mean, how much do you want to read into that becomes my perspective, because I've heard that said before, but never as bluntly as that person saying it. You know what I mean? It's
If you're ever looking for a good breakdown of the Divine Comedy, Wendigoon did a wonderful job.
Did he?
Yeah.
I hope he did, because it's just
think it was like
good
9
on you if you
hours
manage it.
content.
I'm not saying it's impenetrable. It's just a tough work, and if you do
Yeah, it's
a good job
it's a
on
lot.
it means you put your work in, and good on you, man. You know it, especially trying to understand the punishments that people go through. That was the rough go for me at university. Was just, what? I don't understand. Why are the sodomites being punished in this way? That's not an easy grab. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
be like, well, they're sodomites, so they get, graped a lot. It's like, no, not at all. That's not what happens to them. It's a punishment of pride. And it's like, why pride? It's like, yeah, you got to know the Italian mindset of the medieval era. School made us read Stephen King's books because the teacher liked Stephen King. That sounds about right. You're reading a King? Sin?
No, not a big fan, honestly.
I read 1.5, so really one. I mean, can you really say you read it if you only read half of it? Christine and It was the half, and I didn't make it through It. I kind of lost attention,
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
I heard it was a rough read, honestly.
It's that it happens over so long. You know what I mean? Some people really dig books of that sort, so, they don't have trouble following it. Me, yeah. It's not that I had trouble following, I guess. I had trouble keeping interest in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I kind of got that with the last because sorry, I'm working my way through the Horse Heresy right now, and I got that from the last book. Like that was one if I could go back, I probably would have stopped about halfway through. I just wasn't feeling it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was all written. How can I say it? Not lowbrow, but it moves. It's meant to grab you and hold you. You know what I mean?
Yes, but you can't do that for a span of like 50 books. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
No,
true.
they're not super long books. I'm getting them on Audible. They're like 8 to 9 hours a piece, so they're not super duper long books.
Mm-hmm.
But the Descent of Angels, the newest one about Lionel Johnson and the Dark Angels, it just wasn't that great.
Yep. I've always wondered, is Razor Fist right about how good Battletech fiction is? He claims it's some of the best nerd fiction that there is available, because they just hire writers who really, really dig the lore and the genre of Battletech if you're deep into it. It keeps calling it
I could
beer
see
and pretzels fiction. It's not highbrow. It's not written to be, erudite and difficult to understand, but it's not a, simple-minded either. And he goes, oh, I just love it. I just love it. I'm like, okay. Never gotten around to reading
I
them.
could see where people would get that. I could see why he would say that, yeah.
he kept comparing it to old school Black Mask, like Pulp Fiction, the original character-driven story or plot-driven stories that you would see. The Shadow was originally a Black Mask character, that kind of thing, before there were comic books, short-form Pulp Fiction stories. I'm like, okay, well, that's a really good sell for me because, for Raymond Chandler, my second favorite fiction author, got to start. So, yeah. Big Stompy Mech is good, right? Stompy robots, man.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. I got to admit, it's an interesting concept for science fiction. Humanity goes out into the galaxy and it's empty. It's like, wait, no aliens? No. Nope. Oh. But there's planets, totally. And people populate them and they become factions, and it's all humans fighting each other. They go into the galaxy and there's no one there but them. And so humans do what humans always do. They take property, their interests conflict with the interests of others, and war ensues. No shit. Okay. Start with the Grey Death Legion saga.
I started right at the beginning of the Horus Heresy, and that was...
Yeah. I was...
Because it sets up so much, and I have said that I have, well, I guess successfully quit smoking, and I've been a week, no cigarettes.
Really?
Nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a pack of cigarettes nowadays is like $10 fucking. So I'm going to take $10 a day, set it aside. And they have been teasing these new Horus Heresy minis and models that they're releasing. And I'm going to, like, all the $10 that I've set aside, I'm going to go buy a couple of those.
Cool. Nice. So what were you at? How were you, half pack a day? What?
About a pack a day, yeah.
About a pack a day, okay. And I forget, do you vape, right? Or did you set it aside and fall off?
No, I used the vape to quit smoking.
Oh, okay, nice.
Like a cigarette, a pack of cigarettes a day, it's like 70 or 80, maybe more if I like go out drinking, I'm smoking and drinking, that kind of thing. The vapes I get, they're 2 for $30. And those 2 of them last me a whole week.
Well, you're buying like the whatever brand from 7-Eleven that are disposable, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm buying the one. I mean, I've got a battery one that you refill. So I'm buying juice and then coils every now and then that you have to replace.
Yeah, I dig it. I used to do that, but the vape shop that I went to closed down. So I just was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not doing that anymore.
I have never seen a vape shop go out of business. What the hell happened?
I think they just were in a bad spot. Like they picked, and dude, there are vape stores here. Like others have reopened, but like there's like 4 on the main drag out here.
You know, okay, so it reached a point of saturation.
And now they all sell weed too, because weed's legal here.
Yeah. You know what reached a point of saturation here, and it got kind of comical? Shisha lounges.
Yeah, we had a few of those, but those are nice to hang out in.
Yeah, I mean, how can I say it? Not that I had a problem with them or anything like that. I think that the sheer, I don't know, sorority girl hype of them. You'd go in them and it was all college girls from the sorority, out for a good time. Yay, we're going to sit around and smoke shisha. It's like, but they would never go anywhere near a cigarette. And if somebody lit a cigar near them, they'd lose their fucking minds. But let's go smoke pineapple flavored tobacco. Do you know what I mean? You piss me off.
I used to love a good hookah session. I used to have my own one of those little tabletop ones.
Really?
And I would only get one flavor of tobacco. I would just get the rose. That was my favorite, was just the rose tobacco.
Rose, as in rose water, like actual floral?
No, yeah, it was like floral, not rose water, but it was like rose flavor. It was so good.
Okay. Imagine my surprise when I found out that rose water is actually flavored like roses. I didn't know.
Yeah, it have you ever tasted it?
I have, but it was The reason it came up for me is that I got into like colonial era cooking, like all the old timey cookbooks from the YouTube shows.
Right.
And so I went and got the cookbooks, and
of course.
Rosewater comes up a whole bunch of times. So yeah, I bought at the grocery store. It sure as fuck didn't taste natural, even though it said it was on the bottle. So I'm thinking, I gotta follow their directions and just make my own.
It you know what it tastes like to me? Like the flavor profile, because I have a bottle of Rosewater and
From
orange
mixology and
blossom
shit?
water. Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes like the flavor palette that Fruit Loops was going for. But it's
That's
significantly
sweet.
more intense. No, not sweet, but that's like the flavor they were going for was whatever
Okay.
Fruit Loops is.
Right. Whatever Fruit Loops is. Okay. I mean, that's a good description that makes me want to try it again. I don't know. I bought the funky import one that said it was natural, specifically because it said it was natural, and I feel duped.
You have to go to if you have. I'm sorry, my it's the pollen here is insane. The
Yeah, I
midges
know.
have gone away, but the pollen has come right back.
Man, no one likes being coughed in the ear, but I hear you because my eyes are red and my fucking nose is killing me, and I've had enough Benadryl today to date an elephant. Anyway, you were saying.
My eyes have been driving me. It's so bad. Too. Like I thought I had an eye infection or something when I woke up this morning. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on? And I look and it's fine, but they're just red.
Yeah, that's.
Then I
me
go
in the
look
morning, it's
outside
like,
my truck.
my eyes aren't itchy, but like the eye gunk around them from all the pollen the whole time you've been sleeping has been being watered out and filtered out, and oh man.
I go outside to look and my truck is fucking green. I'm like, oh, cool.
Pollen sucks in your back window. Write it.
Fuck. Oh, you go to an Italian import store if you've got one, because
do, yeah.
rose water and orange blossom water is used in a lot of baking.
Okay, good tip. I go there for the cured meats when I'm not broke, because they import the good.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Their Capicolo is not like the Capicolo in the deli section at
What?
Safeway at all.
The what?
The Gabagool, the Capicolo.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
I watched a video one time explaining Naples lingo and how C's become G's, how Capicolo becomes Gabagool. I listened to that explanation. Right after they explained, I went, oh, I get it. A minute later, it was gone. I don't understand anymore.
Maybe it's just one of those things like in Korean there's no Z, in Arabic there's no P, so it's just like different dialects don't use some letters for whatever reason.
Yeah. There's a streamer I listen to, and she's funny as hell. British, speaks Arabic. She, to make fun of because she converted to Christianity, so she's got all these online Dawa guys chasing her around, calling her an apostate and shit. So she doesn't
The hell's
mind.
Dawa?
Muslim evangelism is Dawa.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. So you ever go over to TikTok, man? The Dawagandists, as they call them, they dominate TikTok, man.
Dawagandists.
Yeah.
So that's like a Muslim. Fuck, what's his name? The dude who makes everyone put their hands up in the air.
James Brown?
No. the guy who locks churches. Olstein.
Oh, Joel Olstein. I see what you. Yeah, okay. I'm like, I thought you meant the guy who makes
everyone put their hands up.
Yeah, the guy who raises the roof, right? That's who you do. Godfather of Soul, James Brown. It's oh no, Joel Olstein. Yeah, they're not the same guy at all.
You know what? We haven't hit it, and that's fine. I'm just gonna play it because I really want you to see my new donation because I really like it. And it's another one
You're gonna
that
hit a test,
it's
like it'll come up on OBS, or
yeah,
okay.
Just navigate. Now I have to find where it is for the 33rd time. It's just one of those where it's just simplicity, but it's stupid and funny.
Yeah.
And I just want you to see it.
2 a.m. Who is that? Yo, it's Gleep. What up, man?
It's so dumb.
Yeah, but that's right at the level my humor operates at. It is dumb, but lucky for me, it's that sweet spot.
I was talking to Shelly, like, whatever cat we get next, it's going to be Gleep. Like, we're naming our cat Gleep.
That believe me, when you think about Joel Osteen and like, okay, you know, all the negative things you might say, it just doesn't carry the same kind of ideas. Dawa, like it. You'd have to watch these guys debate. You'd have to watch them like act. It's oddly aggressive in a way that you just would not associate with. You think of the most aggressive Christian evangelist you can think of. What are they going to be doing? You know, feel the power of Christ. Like you picture them getting real energetic and yelling about it and so on. These guys, holy shit. It's like personally aggressive.
This is impossible. Don't do that.
Speaking of it. Giverly, thank you for the 825. Funny female streamer. I haven't streamed in a minute. I don't believe you. Wow.
The confidence is strong with
Yeah,
this one.
exactly. Okay, you know what? I got to wrap this fucker up early. And I was waiting for Drunkle to get here because he is on his way. But you know what? We'll have to go back again. And I will certainly play Drunkle's favorite Jordy getting a back rub from It donation.
All right.
In the meantime, let's do this thing and do it like we mean it. Hold on. Let me share it with you first. There we go. No, wait. I have to. Shit. You got to hear things. So I got to. You know what I found out that people love? When they hear me over talk the technical aspects of the bullshit I'm doing behind the scenes that they can't see. People love that.
Yeah, I do that all the fucking time, and I don't even care. It's a little how the sausage is made. What's going on in the background?
It makes them feel like they're part of it. Yeah, that's just and other lies we tell ourselves. Okay, boom, there it is, chat. It is World Otter Day.
Woohoo!
Look at that sad little feller. Look at him. Because apparently we're on the front lines of a habitat crisis.
Oh, not woohoo.
Yeah, why want to steal my home? They're not really. This is Earth.com, where every day it's a habitat crisis for whatever animal of the day it is. Seriously. Otter populations are not declining. I would know. I don't hear about it at any of the meetings.
Yeah, they don't bring it up to you, so it can't be that bad.
Exactly.
You could bring out the Otter Marines to help them out. So if they're not telling you.
You know, have you ever seen Go God Go, the 2-part episode of South Park with Richard Dawkins?
Probably.
It's the one where Cartman goes to the future and it's dominated by different atheist factions that are fighting each other, and one of them are otters that ride ostriches into battle.
No, that.
What you getting at with the book script? Spit that shit out, man!
That was one of the best timing possible. What the fuck did you just say? With the books and scripts, spit that shit. Garen Verleen, thank you for the 450. I am funny. Some people think it's abuse, but I still laugh. As long as you're laughing, Verleen, it might be possible to get the judge to agree with you when you're inevitably arrested. It's fine. Godspeed, little fellas. You tell Steve Dave, thank you for the $11. We got to see if it's the World Otter Day. Yep, it is. And I think that they should make a distinction. There's the sea otters with flipper legs, and then there's the river otters, like this fantastic little feller. River otters for the win. Just saying. So yeah, I take it you haven't seen that South Park, otherwise you'd remember otters riding ostriches.
No, yeah, I feel like that's something I'd remember.
Mm-hmm. They're the ones who came out victorious in the end, too. I don't like how my people were miscast as a bunch of atheists, but, you know, hey, it's South Park, man. They bust on everyone. Oh, shit. Fuck yes. Do you want to do a watch party of that sin?
Samurai Jack?
No. No, that's still not funny, too.
Is that not Samurai Jack?
No, that ain't. No, that's not Samurai Jack.
It looked like Samurai Jack.
No, it didn't. Festonia, thank you for the big C note. The $100. Got to send some love the Otters' way. And I feel the love. I appreciate it, man. Greatly appreciated. That is awesome. I haven't seen that donation in so long. That made my day. A terrible
it's a
day.
good one.
That really turned things around. Things are awesome.
No, do I want to do a watch party of South Park?
We could do South Park
Rurouni
as like
Kenshin?
the cartoon ahead. Well, wait a minute. That's animated too. As the fun feature ahead of the main feature. Rurouni Kenshin is its name.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Well,
I actually called it by its real name.
Yeah. Well, good for you, because a lot of people just call it Samurai X, and they're wrong. That's
Samurai Jack.
specifically it's Rurouni Kenshin, the 3-part OVA of it. I mean, that's what we were watching there, and it's got the best story of any of them that I've ever seen. And that was the first one. I remember watching it in amazement. I'm like, this is anime that ain't gay. What's happening? I thought it was all stories about fighting to see who was going to be head of the student council at some weird Japanese academy. Magic girl shit, like it. It's about some misunderstood girl who has the power to go full karate on people and constantly be threatening to do upskirt shots while she's kicking people. Anime. This is what happens when you hang around far. This is the kind of shit you end up seeing. And it misled me.
I got Shelly hooked on Attack on Titan.
Really? I'm just kidding, by the way, chat. No one get mad. Them's was jokes. I'm well aware that anime's more than that. You know what the first anime I ever actually saw was?
What?
No, wait. That was Robotech. First anime I ever saw was Robotech. Like the TV series. But after that, it was Akira.
I'm unfamiliar with either of those.
Really? You don't even know of Akira at all?
Oh, is that the one with the motorcycle?
That's right. And two guys yelling at each other, which comprises about 50% of the plot of the film. Tetsuo! Kaneda! That's, they're running at each other, getting ready to kill each other, and, to yell out the other person's name is to it's calling them out, right? So it's like, Tetsuo! I'm going to come kill you, that kind of thing.
Right on. Yeah.
Now, you got to picture me, I had no background or understanding of anything. I'm just watching this thing. I was really confused.
What, you don't yell the person's name when you're charging in to slice them with your samurai sword?
Well, of course, but I didn't understand the movement of the camera angles. That was what was throwing me.
Oh.
Everyone's fought in Neo Tokyo against a giant creature that lives underneath the ground to destroy them all. It's old hat.
What are you doing? Jeez.
Yeah.
Funny you don't know, change the subject of the streaming discourse. Nice. I mean, that happens.
Yeah. What were we talking about before?
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, neither do I.
Oh, the World Otter Day.
Oh, yeah. No, I had segued onto something else off of that, didn't I?
I have no fucking clue, dude.
Well, didn't I say that we were going to be moving fast and now we're just tangenting?
You and I have an exceptional habit of getting stuck in discourse about fucking nothing.
Careful. You're getting dangerously close to saying that Drunkle's the one who tard wrangles us, and that can't be true.
I think I might be, actually.
I mean, that's a pretty sad fucking state of affairs, man.
I mean, it is. But...
Boom. Ex-flight attendant caught smuggling 100 pounds of deadly new drug made of human bones faces a decade in prison.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Drug made of bones.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is it called?
Traditional Chinese medicine. Dems was jokes, chat. I'm kidding. It's a former flight attendant caught smuggling over 100 pounds of, repeat the headline, Charlotte May Lee, 21, from the United Kingdom, was seized at an airport in the Sri Lankan capital of Colombo. The capital of Sri Lanka is called Colombo?
Like the investigator?
Yeah, like the absent-minded detective?
The best investigator on television?
Yeah, the one that apparently the Japanese are obsessed with? Fuck, that was weird.
Do you remember that video?
Yeah.
I was... Oh!
Sweet! Sweet.
Speaking of not gay anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too, though I will say the OG Dragon Ball series definitely had some moments that were a little questionable. But that was Fostonia for the $100 American.
Woo!
And he says, Streamlabs loading. Samurai Jack, a shame that Drunksly's not here today. Love you too, Sin. No homo. Well, I love you more, Fostonia. Just a little bit of homo. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
So, do you not really know what Samurai Jack is?
I know what Samurai Jack is. That was the one on like Cartoon Network.
Okay. All right.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
but
no.
I know what it is.
Really? Because
Yeah.
say if you've never seen it, it's really worth checking out, if only for its originality and coolness. Like it's
Now that's the thing I'm a little ashamed. Like samurais never really piqued my interest all that much, honestly.
they're so cool.
They are cool, but they're cool over there.
Well, I mean, come on. You don't appreciate this art style? Look at this.
No, the art style's great, but it's just I've seen an episode or two, but it just didn't really scratch me where I itched.
I mean, this is fuck, I keep forgetting the name of the art style where everything looks like Steven Universe. Cal Arts?
Cal art.
Is it? Okay,
Yep,
this
Beanmouth. Cal
is
art.
pre-Cal Art, when if you were going to put together an animated show, even if it was Flash-based, it still had to have a look of something original to it. Do you know what I mean? And then, yeah, people said, "No, fuck that," and yeah, that just all went to hell.
There is one show that I think can get away with Cal art, and it's Adventure Time.
Yeah, okay, that's true, but that's because of
I think that was
exceptional writing.
super.
That's why,
That, and I think it was super early in Cal art stuff.
hadn't been done to death at that point.
Yeah, I think I don't remember. It was, when was Adventure? Yeah, it was 2010, so 15 years ago. So it was super early. Steven Universe didn't come out till 2013. Yeah.
Really, it was 2013, 2010. The art style of Tron Uprising really caught my fucking attention. Like, because it just isn't.
I love the kind of celluloid look.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of expensive for the time, which was why it only ran for the one season that it did. But that means you can watch the whole series run, in a go, if you know what I mean. But it was a combination of CGI and hand painted cell animation, and it shows they're using the CGI to make all the background digital look because it is supposed to be inside of a computer. You know what I mean? It's on purpose, not because it's cheap. And it, like, if you even liked Tron Legacy a little bit, yeah, you should really watch Tron Legacy. Continues the story of the movie in a really awesome way.
I think what was it? Into the Spider-Verse had the kind of celluloid art style to it.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
So I liked it a lot in there too.
Again, it just talked for so long about here's the influences that came to this and so on and so forth. God, I hate watching an animated show where it's like, don't tell me I know. The Simpsons. Your look came from The Simpsons. Looking at you, fucking McFarlane.
Yeah, well, I mean, Simpsons influenced everything, really, in culture.
Yeah, and
because
the Simpsons influenced fucking the South Park guys in a big way. It doesn't mean they're riding their dick and ripping them off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that the Simpsons was so prolific because not only they were a little bit edgy and they did stuff other people didn't really want to do, but it was funny, like funny.
Tron Uprising was so good. It really was. They even got the if you like Tron Legacy, you love the soundtrack, even if you didn't notice it. It's one of the things that just makes it so epic. The Daft Punk Hans Zimmer created score for it. They got the original score arranger and co-composer that did all sorts of uncredited work on that soundtrack to do the entire animated series, Joseph Trapeze. I'm like, wow, you guys really went all out. I see why this was expensive. And that's what happens when Disney throws their big fucking dicks behind a fucking animated production.
Yeah.
Disney property, right? Every time I think about Tron Legacy, I start thinking about the, what's his name's lines? I don't remember his character's name. You know, the dude. Jeff Bridges. Have you seen Tron Legacy, Sin?
Nope.
Oh my God. I don't know. You see a lot of media, but we've happened across like 3 or 4 things already.
I heard Tron Legacy sucked, so I didn't bother.
What? From who?
The internet.
The internet, which is always right. So maybe I'm wrong. No, it's wrong. I remember the internet also thinks that True Detective Season 2 was complete trash and unwatchable.
That's true. So you're saying Tron Legacy is worth the watch?
Damn right. And True Detective Season 2 was unbelievably epic.
I mean, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, no, Tron Legacy is absolutely worth the watch. I mean, you get Jeff Bridges playing a chilled out older gentleman Zen dude, which brings up one of my favorite lines in the whole movie when his son really pisses him off and he breaks his chill for a moment and just yells at him, "You've done enough. Look, you're really messing with my Zen thing, man." Definitely worth checking out. Okay, I believe we were doing news.
Again, dude, we're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. A former flight attendant with the 1,000 pounds or 100 pounds of bone drugs, Charlotte Lee May from the United Kingdom, was seized in, Colombo, with carrying suitcases full of Kush, a new drug originating in West Africa, which kills an estimated...
Kush?
Yeah, Kush, right? That's
Is that just weed?
Yeah, I understood it was a particular strain varietal of good old bud. But
that's what I thought.
But I guess West African Kush is something that kills an estimated 12 people a week in the Sierra Leone alone.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's the Kush killing them. Pay no attention to the machete wounds. Okay, that was a little cold, but I'm just saying, Sierra Leone is not exactly known as, a peaceful haven. Lee, who's from South London, claimed the drug stash, which had a reported street value of $3.3 million, which was planted.
That's not even a lot for
100 pounds
smuggling.
Yeah. Maybe because it's
maybe it is
bone based. There was low risk, they thought. I don't know. It was planted in her suitcase without her knowledge, her lawyer claims. She's being held in harsh conditions in a jail north of Colombo. What's the name of that city? Where she has to sleep on a concrete floor.
What came on before Colombo?
Yeah, exactly.
Matlock?
I don't think Matlock was on in the 70s. Didn't Colombo run late 70s to early 80s? Like $6 Million Man or Charlie's Angels or something,
All right, to the Google machine.
You didn't. This is the Florida flight attendant, the former flight attendant who has an
early 70s. It's early
really?
70s.
I wouldn't.
No, first air date episode 1968.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought
That's
so.
an old show.
How long did it run?
10 seasons.
Oh, fuck. Well, that explains a lot of its survivability with that
God,
many
that
seasons.
was a good show.
Yeah, Columbo's quality. Peter Falk.
I think we could argue that Columbo kind of like, well, I don't know, maybe not. I think Sherlock and Perot and all those cats too were huge, but then it's British stuff.
What, best fictional detective? Is that what you're saying? Best TV show or what?
Yeah, like kind of pioneered the whodunits.
Yeah, that gets sketchy fast. I mean, it's easy to look at Holmes and say, well, him, but then characters that even Doyle wrote before Holmes parallel Holmes, and then he was actually inspired by another character. So,
Did you? Now I grew up. My aunt would watch me when my mom would be at work, and she loved the whodunits. It didn't matter. Midsummer and Perot were her favorites. She loved Sherlock as well, but she would watch all of them. Murder, She Wrote.
I was just going to say, she was a Murder, She Wrote fan, wasn't she?
Oh, to everything. Did you ever have a family member like that? Because I was like young, early childhood summer spent at my aunt's house kind of gimmick. And she watched all of them, and it just
Particular
ignited
mysteries in
my
that way?
love for
No,
these.
but my mom has always been into trials, following trials, books about trials, and yeah, there's some definite spillover to television mysteries too. But like all of them like that?
I dig it.
Yeah. Not really. Poirot is good shit. I never got into Poirot.
Agatha Christie.
Yeah, I never got into Poirot. I mean, I've seen a number of episodes, but like never got deep with it. Sherlock, of course, was my jam in a big way.
Where are you getting the "wa" from? It's not Poirot.
I can't, I'll own it. I can't even say his name right.
Perot.
I don't think it's like the guy who ran for the presidency. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to say it with a little flair.
Hercule Poirot.
I don't know. I don't think it's just Poirot.
It's French. It's not French, actually. Shit. No, wait. It's in French. Is it? Agatha Christie. Not French.
I don't know.
Where's Sam?
Yeah, exactly. Murder, She Wrote was good.
Murder, She Wrote was fine.
I remember how blown away I felt the first time I heard the old school fan theory that it's actually Angela Lansbury that was doing the murdering. I mean, come on.
That's the only thing that makes fucking sense. Ain't no way this 7-year-old bitch is going around from city to city, and every time she's somewhere, someone happens to get murdered.
That's what I mean. But there's times when the person's murdered and she's in another room with multiple witnesses. And like, that's right. She has Confederates. And it's okay. Jessica Fletcher was the killer. Yeah, exactly.
She was the fucking killer. She was the most prolific TV serial killer we have ever seen.
You know what? Considering that my mom was into stuff like that, I don't know why she was so worried about me watching Magnum P.I. My mom really hated that I watched that show.
Magnum P.I. Did you ever see?
She didn't stop me, mind you, which
show?
is odd thinking about it now. But she would just, are you watching that stupid show again? It's like, what? He drives a cool car and he packs a 1911. What? Lives in Hawaii.
Did you ever see fuck, you asked me 30 Sledgehammer? The parody?
I am aware vaguely of the show Sledgehammer. There's a parody.
No, the show that is the parody show. It's called Sledgehammer.
What's it a parody of?
I think Magnum P.I.
Oh. What? No.
American sitcom. Sledgehammer is a spoof on the tough rebel cop in the 80s and Magnum P.I. So, dude, it is fucking hilarious. Love Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer's funny. It ruled.
Do you know? Okay, so Misfit, I confronted my mom about that years later because I said, wait, I thought you hated Tom Selleck. She goes, no, what are you talking about? I love Tom Selleck. I'm like, what? Why were you always telling me off for watching Magnum P.I.? You should have seen the look on her face. She goes, that show was trash. That's different. Like, wait, what?
She's mom logicking you.
You were a little kid. What were you even watching it for? I was like, what? She makes it sound like it was, super tawdry or something. Maybe if I went back and watched that show, I'd be horrified as to what was warping my mind at such a young age. Maybe that's where I got the ideas about
It's not like you're
dismemberment.
watching Baywatch.
Yeah, there you go. David Hasselhoff. There's a mind warper.
Yeah, Pamela Andertits.
Right? Tom Selleck did nothing but promote good American Second Amendment values. Actually, the Drunkle's donation, from that lists the cut from Archer when he gets breast cancer and goes on the what's he call it? Enrampagement?
Yeah, terms of enrampagement.
Terms of enrampagement. And the scene at the end where the screen goes blank when he shoots the guy down in cold blood.
Yeah.
It's a lift from Magnum PI.
Most of Archer is like a spoof kind of on Magnum PI and those kind of shows. Burt Reynolds movies.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I missed a bunch of, because I've seen the series one time through, Archer, but it's like, wait, hold on. That's from that episode of Magnum PI? Wait, that's why I think I like the show. Yeah, it had a lot of comedy to it, but then there was also the episode where there's the Russian guy from back in the day that's been an adversary of his for a long, long time. And he's walking away from him, and it's like, Magnum, you know that you're not going to do anything. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to walk away.
Another Barry.
What are you going to do? Shoot me in the back? I think we know you're not. So I'll have a good day. You'll have a good day. And goodbye. And he turns around and walks away. And the camera just focuses on Magnum, and you see him thinking, and he just lifts his gun and fires. Because I don't really have a choice, and I'm not going to let you just walk away. And it's like, damn. There was the episode where he was lost at sea. He got turned overboard. He's like, I don't really have a choice but to tread water until morning. That's my only hope of somebody finding me. I know I can't swim to shore. So I'm just going to have to, the whole fucking episode was just him flashing back and ahead and worrying about what he's going to do and this other thing that he never accomplished and wanted to. It's all him facing drowning death any moment. Yeah, man, that show was dark for a little kid. What the fuck was my mom thinking? And if you want to see other things that warped my mind when I was a child, check out my new $7 donation. How's that for a segue?
Oh yeah, we haven't seen it yet, have we? I'm trying to see that.
5 Brit pole dancers are detained by Corfu cops after scantily clad vid of them gyrating in a historic Greek landmark.
Is this the Ho version of touching the painting?
Yeah. You know what? People do, all I did was try and see if the thing was real. And, I wasn't sliding my slimy self up and see, I'm not slimy at all, but they are up and down historic monuments. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and they still went and did it. Earlier this week.
You're not slimy that we know of.
No, you can take my word. I ain't slimy at all.
Okay, I'll take your
Yeah. Earlier this week, a video of a racy performance went viral as British onlookers watched half-naked women outside of the old palace of St. Michael and St. George in the early hours of the morning. One of the clips shows the 2 women balancing together on a pole in bright red underwear by the 200-year-old UNESCO World Heritage Site. Another, a woman clad in a black thong leotard, is cheered on by a British woman who shouts, "Yes, Shelley, nice!"
Damn it, Shelley.
You told me you were out with friends this weekend. I did.
Reatard in a leotard. I'll see myself out. Thank you. I'm very happy with that one.
Do you recognize these women?
I don't know. I stay pretty up to date with my hose. That blonde on the right kind of looks like Shelley.
Well, this is Shelley in the black
Shelley
leotard, I think, in the thong.
Oh, no. Wrong head.
See, I got to admit, I am curious because another woman swings on from the pole. This is a quote-unquote exercise pole that's at this location. It's not a flag pole. It's actually there as an exercise pole. I don't know.
So this is what it's there for.
Do you see what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
You go to a gym. Is there a pole there that ain't for pole dancing?
Well, there's no pole there at all. I wish there was, seeing some of the women at my gym, but yeah, no.
So I mean, this story gets weird, right? These women are.
Oh, this is so good.
This isn't the $7 donation. What the fuck? All right.
6 little engines.
I mean, it is the $7 donation, but it's not the
Absolutely.
one it's supposed to be.
It's half-breed. Oh, fucking Bugs Bunny. Fantastic. You gotta love a little bit of Bugs.
What? You got it?
Yeah.
You got the right one. No one else did.
That was amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Hold on.
they used to not give a fuck.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me a sec. Well, I must have 2 donations that are turned on at 7, so it like tosses the coin which one it's gonna send out. Whoops. My fault.
That's weird that I got the new one.
Yeah, Far does that as roulette. She deliberately named one donation as 7, the same amount for 5 different donations, and then which one's going to come up, you never know.
You can that is a setting you can enable in Streamlabs.
Really?
Yeah. You can set a bunch to a specific number and then set the chances of them popping up.
Fighting me. Stop fighting. That one. There we go. That. Yeah, I had Handgun Hambone. Well, I can't. Fuck. I forgot that was at $7. Oh, well.
You can't get rid of Handgun Hambone.
No, I can't. You're right. I still haven't learned how to do it properly yet. Okay, here we go again.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little engines. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little engines. Uh-oh, sorry, that one was a half-breed.
Historic Greek landmark. Thank you for the $7. The name of the trio's performance was Throwing It Back with History. Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Oops. I love you.
What were we calling your thing? Hands on history with Polly?
Yeah.
How about this is hose on history?
So yeah, things went really okay. Hold on, I was gonna get on here with this. Things went really bad for them. It says that the troupe did not understand the gravity of their unfortunate situation. Local media have reported that the British tourists appeared before a prosecutor over the weekend and remained in custody until their hearing later today. They've been in jail all weekend for this.
I'm a little lost though, but this is a landmark, correct?
Correct. The whole area is apparently like not just this building, but like the whole compound, the whole plaza area, all of it.
Okay, so it's a landmark with an exercise pole.
Apparently, it's described here as an exercise pole, and it certainly looks too short to be a flagpole. Look how close it is to the ground.
So it's an was
I'm
it
sorry,
closed
turn up. There we go.
or something? I'm not understanding what the crime here is.
Okay, maybe it'll make it clear because it had been local media reported their trial, okay, but they got to appear for the judge, which had been allegedly postponed till Monday by the dancer's lawyer because the photographer who took the picture has not been brought in yet. Okay. The dancers had been visiting the island as part of a, quote, pole dancing vacation that takes place every year over the last 2 weeks of May and was set up by a British holiday organizer. Intensive pole and aerial hoop workshops are available as well as the opportunity to build their pole photo shoot portfolios. Isn't it sounding like they were damn near invited to do this?
That's what it sounds like.
The municipality of Corfu and the Museum of Asian Art are also said to have filed a lawsuit against the dancers. Local outlet Pronto Thema assessed at the time, quote, understandably, there are several reactions regarding who gave them permission for such a photo shoot
So they
in the
had
city center.
permission.
Again, it repeats that. It doesn't say that they got permission, but that's the way the news media is asking it. Who authorized this? Who signed their permission form? I'm like, so it sounds like they did get one then. And I think that's why their lawyer is waiting to talk to the photographer, because maybe he knows, or she.
This is sounding less and less like a crime and more like people were offended that they used the exercise pole to exercise.
But this is what I mean. Is it supposed to be pole dancing exercise, but not necessarily sexualized or so? I don't, man, this raises more questions than anything. It's pretty shitty, the whole article.
Oh, fuck, dude. I forgot to tell you. When you're done with this, we'll get to it.
Well, I was just going to say the rest of the article from this point on just goes into the history of the World Heritage Site, that it was built by the British, a couple hundred years ago with their expanding empire and so on. And it's then the questions just delve back into who gave them the permission slip. Someone should call the police, said a third person complaining anonymously online. Did the permanent residents of that historic center and their association take a position for this event? What? It's starting to sound like somebody authorized it and then
people were upset by it.
Yeah, exactly. Duck and cover after it turned out bad and they didn't realize it was gonna and should have. What's Ghastly saying?
Okay.
They should have fucking known fucking better. What is it?
Should have fucking better known better.
Yeah.
And while that is a Ghastly saying, it is also from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, right. Don't touch the man's woman's feet. Yeah.
Yep, he should have fucking better known better. I didn't know that till recently either.
I thought he was flipping off of Joe Pesci's character from Casino. Nicky Santoro.
I mean, I know who it is, but I'm trying to think of the line.
Is it when he's arguing with Sam Rothstein, played by De Niro, out in the desert, that he says a vaguely similar line to that? Anyway, stop bringing me on tangents, Sinatra.
Shelley has I'm getting pretty heavy into 40K. I've been picking up the minis. I'm currently in the process of painting the Titan. And Shelley's like, oh, this painting stuff looks interesting. And she listens to me listening to the lore videos and she likes it. I'm like, hey man, let's try a thing. Next time I go to the nerd store, I'm going to bring you with me. Without you knowing specifically what it is, I want you to just kind of like go through and pick out something you think looks interesting. I'll get it for you, and then we'll go from there. Then you can read some of the lore. I'll send you some videos on it. You know who she picked out? Saint Celestine.
No shit. Good taste.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's an objectively awesome sculpt. You've seen it now, obviously. It's amazing.
She picked out the Saint Celestine mini.
That's cool. Not a cheap one, but you know why when you see the sculpt.
It was like, well, it's the pack.
Yeah. The three
With the
character
three minis.
pack.
It was like $40, I think.
Yeah.
None of them are cheap minis, really, but
Is Sinatra a touch loud? Perhaps. Or maybe his mic
Am
quality
I?
is just
Sorry.
significantly better. I don't know.
Okay, you're real sour about that.
There's just the amount of time that I spent tweaking and so on, and I go listening to our bar, and Sam and Far sound great, and I sound like I'm, talking through a water-filled aluminum tube. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Okay, now speaking of Sam, there he is in chat. And also, speaking of Sam, you want to see the French president get pushed in the face by his wife?
Yes, we covered that a little bit yesterday, but it is worth watching again.
Did you? Okay.
Or Monday, sorry.
It's a little cut down
This
here.
short video of President Macron and his wife.
I wish somebody would have
Brigitte
added like the
pushing his
boxing,
face as
the
they
old
land
school
in
fighting
Vietnam
sounds,
is going viral
like
and
from
has caught
the
There it
attention
is.
of
That's
Russian
N64
trolls.
boxing games.
Later, Macron appears to offer his arm, but France's first
I
lady
love how he just
opts
pretends
to
it
hold the
didn't
railing
happen.
instead.
Yeah.
The Élysée Palace initially denied anything unusual.
Hold on. What the fuck did you say your name was? Saska Van Dorn? Okay, I guess that's not that crazy. I don't know. Just when you pronounce it, it's fine, but just looking at it, it's like, what the fuck is your name? It's a good thing that she went and stood in front of the Eiffel Tower. Would have known where she was.
I wouldn't have known it was French.
Yeah. I just found out yesterday that the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2 doesn't contain anything of the entire storyline where terrorists kidnap the Eiffel Tower.
Did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Only the theatrical version. And it's like, wait, I've seen the Richard Donner cut like 3 years ago. How did I not notice that none of that shit with the hydrogen bomb in the Eiffel Tower even happened? I remember that distinctly. But I don't know. Maybe I just like mind edited it back into the movie because I thought it was supposed to be there or something. And
Maybe.
that's actually the way they describe it at the Daily Planet. It's hilarious. Terrorists have kidnapped the Eiffel Tower. And it's like, wait, what?
They forget we have a word in English to what we call that, ransom.
Yeah, well, let's just say they don't look like convincing terrorists for France, if you know what I mean. Moving on.
I've been watching this new YouTube channel because I love Mahler, and it's someone from his little group, like Rags and them, called My Little Platoon. He's very good. And I watched his takedown of the Marvels and what was the other one? Fuck. The Captain Falcon movie.
Yeah. I know.
With Harrison Hulk.
Yeah.
That it's very good. It's not making me want to watch any of the movies at all.
No, it's not. They did my boy Mackie bad. I like Mackie. I think he's got a terrible. He was fun as Falcon and Winter Soldier and Captain America 2 Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He's great. Like the character is cool. And he just kind of becomes, I don't know.
I think the guy called him Captain Race Card or something. Like that.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, and it's not unfair. Like, come on, man.
But that's the thing is I loved Falcon in the movies. Falcon in the movies was amazing.
Yeah, of course. He was a soldier, a veteran. He had PTSD. They even put some edge to the character and some realistic edge to him. You know what I mean? I liked him.
The dude playing him does an amazing job.
That's what I mean. But like Mackie he's a great actor. And it's like, so you got this great actor and this character everyone liked, and you then decided to do something obnoxious with them? What for at that point? Why?
I think it's just because they can. But Marvel specifically doesn't understand that like real world politics does not translate well into on-screen politics.
Yeah. Anthony Mackie is what Will Smith should have become as an actor. Talented?
Yeah, that's fair.
Meaning like able to play more than the one guy himself.
Yeah, he's able to play more than Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is going to sound bad, but I don't mean this as an insult. Nobody plays Will Smith better than Will Smith.
Yeah, but the role, it's like Jack Nicholson. The role has to be made with them in mind.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the character he played in Independence Day. Okay. Yes, he's playing Will Smith, and it's a lot of fun to watch him play Will Smith. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like he's got to be that kind of character. You're right. And nobody else will do but him. But you know, I don't know. Whenever he tries to do serious acting, it's no.
None of it lands really.
No, none of it does. I just don't buy it. Okay, moving along here. Oh, so why did I bring this story up? It's like, why aren't people talking about this, and why didn't it make news everywhere in France? They're saying a quick shove, a split-second clip that would have dominated. I love that this is CNN World saying this. It would have dominated U.S. news for days. In France, just 24 hours and it was gone. Way to call yourself out, CNN, because you would have been trying to be the ringleader of it running for a week.
I think part of it is because the US, the presidency has a bigger hold on the media, so they assume that it's just the same everywhere, which it probably is, to be fair. Well, like the government having a hold on what the media can and cannot talk about, etc.
Well, okay, maybe that is part of it, because I was supposed to say, I don't know if what they offer here as a suggestion is actually true, though I'd like to think that it is. Just, you know, when a viral video appeared over the weekend showing French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte pushing his face just as he was about to deplane during a visit to Vietnam, not a single French newspaper front page featured it the next morning. Was it because the French Prime Minister Was it because the Prime Minister Francois Bayrou was speaking about the financial blah, 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 or that people were recently blah, 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 blah? More likely, it highlighted a cultural divide between France and the Anglosphere, a long-standing French belief that politicians' private lives should be protected. I think that's taking a little boldly, but it's just, we just don't go reporting on politicians' private lives in that way. Because
That's okay.
For real, though, it definitely used to be that way in the United States. Kennedy,
Yeah,
and his womanizing, none of that got reported on ever. There's occasional
no, but
fights.
sensationalism takes over.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I see happening. It's just kind of tawdry to be talking about people's private lives like this. Like they're not celebrities; they're political people, and his wife isn't. You know what I mean? A political person, that kind of thing. So what the fuck are you dragging their marriage argument into it for? Yeah, why? I mean, isn't that the thing that conservatives are always yelling about, and I tend to agree with? I don't care if him and his wife are arguing. The question is, like, is he a good leader? Is my thing, you know?
Well, it seems that a lot of this stuff gets pushed to the side depending who's saying it.
Yes. Yeah, I remember the arguments and how quickly they popped up around Joe Biden first pardoning his son and then pardoning, well, kind of everybody preemptively. It was immediately, who wouldn't pardon their own son? If this were Jared Kushner being pardoned, we'd have to peel you off the ceiling. You'd be so mad. You know? You got to be fucking kidding me. It's not really anyone's business who the president chooses to pardon. I remember Sonny Hostin saying that on The View. Really? Okay. Roll the clips of you complaining about who Trump pardoned when he left office the first time and, buckle up for when she does it again.
You know what? That's fine. If that's the stance they want to take, that's fine, but it needs to be held across the board.
Yeah. Oh, and Sam brings up the quintessential hypocrisy there. No one is above the law. No one is above the law. That was the January 6th, and that was impeaching Trump in 4 different jurisdictions simultaneously. No one is above the law. Until Biden decides to pardon everybody even remotely connected to anything ever.
And I love the the blatant, I don't know, falsity is the right word, or lie, just blatant lie of this is not an admission of guilt. By definition,
yeah,
a pardon is an admission of guilt.
In a sense it is, but there is something, in a very real sense it is, yes. But it doesn't really seem that way, or at least can be argued to be by a slippery snake, that, well, no, this is a preemptive pardon. I can't believe they're actually using that word. I can point out movies that are supposed to be dystopian satire where they're talking about the president preemptively pardoning somebody because everything has become that corrupt. That's supposed to be a fucking joke. No president's going to actually preemptively pardon someone. It would look so bad unless it was a Democrat with an extremely compliant media, apparently.
Oh, it's also a lot of it's being brought into question now because of the revelation of the auto pen.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting.
And much like everything else, it's like, that's a hell of a can of worms to open. Why would any Republican president feel bad about preemptively pardoning someone now? They shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone should.
And what will the media reaction be to that preemptive pardon?
It's totally different, and here's why, and then give us a bunch of reasons that we'll complain about, but everyone else will accept.
Sad.
Yeah. Oh. So I know we don't do news stories about kids, and I'm not here, but I read this whole story about this woman getting arrested because some kid called her fat and Miss Piggy on a flight. So she hit him.
Whoa. Okay. No, can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't, cold cock the kid, but there were people that complained, made formal complaints or whatever when they arrived at the airport. And now the police are subsequently investigating. That's the whole story. Okay. You know what they don't tell you through the whole story? Whether or not this woman is related to this child in any way.
Oh.
I read this story a few times. I am still not clear. Was this a stranger to her, this child, or was she part of the family that was with this child going to Disneyland when this occurred?
That is a good question.
And it's like, well, I kept reading, I'm like, it must be clear down here at the end. But there's things that make you think either way. According to the report, police say that she went beyond typical disciplinary actions. The woman was not correcting the child, she was abusing him. Doesn't that sound like an aunt or some kind of guardian figure? A mother,
Yeah, that
whatever?
sounds like a parental figure.
Right. Okay. The report says the family declined to give a statement to police. Crampton is Miss Piggy's name, is charged with felony child. She's charged with child abuse.
Sneak that one in, huh?
She appeared in front of the county judge Tuesday, who granted her a $10,000 bond. The judge orders that she has no contact with the child. Her child? Can you tell me?
Yeah, I feel like there's some vital information missing here.
No contact with the child, despite him being her nephew or her being, because that's not clear. This kid's hilarious, though. What started it all is that you're not going to fit in that seat between the armrests. That's what started when the kid pointed that out. You're not going to fit in there. And she said, what'd you say? And she said, well, you're kind of fat. And the mother, the aunt, or the complete stranger was like, hey, kid, shut up. Or, hey, errant daughter of mine, whatever it might be, shut up. And then the kid just miffed, went, Miss Piggy. Whoa.
It certainly turned it up a notch.
Airport officials haven't said how old the child is. However, Crampton told police the child was, quote, very rude and, quote, disrespectful during their trip to Disney. But they make it clear the family was on a trip to Disneyland, as was she on a trip to Disneyland. Together?
I have to assume this is together.
I don't know. That's just this. I don't think AI would have made this mistake. I'm willing to bet somebody who really wasn't paying attention wrote this. That's not an excuse to use AI at all. Woman catches husband with the help of an electric toothbrush. He was cheating. She caught him.
I think I saw this story. Go ahead.
So okay, here's the short version of the story, or the moral. You don't need a toothbrush that hooks up to Wi-Fi. You don't. Because what's it going to do for you?
So Shelly cleans houses, right? And that's her job.
Mm-hmm.
She would step on people's scales to weigh herself while she was at work.
Oh no.
She got a text one day.
Get off my scale?
Yeah. Can you please stop getting on my scale? You're messing up my progress. And she was like, I was fucking mortified.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's, yeah, I could see, because it's kind of a harmless thing. You're just weighing yourself, right? But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, hey, get off my property. Fuck. Yeah, that's not cool. This lady, this husband and wife couple have these toothbrushes that they bought. Okay. And they hook up to Wi-Fi, and they did. And the mother was checking to see if the kids were brushing their teeth. And there's just a log of when the toothbrush was used and how long it was used for. And she noticed, wait, my husband's supposed to be at work. Why is someone using his toothbrush?
Oh.
And she inquires with him. Now, hey, why was somebody using your toothbrush Friday morning when you should have been at work? Or weren't you at work Friday morning? He's like, no, they must be wrong. So she goes and checks the log, and it, for the past number of months, the whole log is there and available. And she went back and backtracked it and hired a detective, and boom.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that detective is now testifying in divorce court and shit.
What an idiot this guy was.
Dude,
just buy a fucking toothbrush for your mistress.
Yeah, there's the thing, right? It's like that it's happening at their house. You know what I mean? Like, really? Not only are you going to cheat on your wife, but you're going to do it in your house? Wow.
Go get a hotel room, you cheap fuck.
Now, you can afford Wi-Fi brushes. Clearly, you have the money.
Yeah, hotels aren't super expensive. You can get one.
I mean, look at that natural bristle beard brush. I know this is a stock photo, but still. All right, moving on. Virginia Aquarium set to host overnight adult-only sleepover. I basically bring this up.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, does this sound like a good idea to you?
I would go.
I got to admit, I thought it was pretty interesting. The adult-only event.
Can you bring booze?
No, but they have an open bar, which is why you can't bring booze.
Okay. Oh, so there is booze.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I am in.
The adult-only event is set to take place on Saturday, June 21st. The following, and into the following day, because it's overnight. Adults 21 plus get to experience an unforgettable sleepover with nautical night lights, late night surprises, and animal encounters. Attendees can enjoy the open bar with select drinks throughout the entire evening, and a biscuit sandwich for breakfast. Drinks and breakfast are included in the price of the ticket, which is $120.
Hell yeah, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I mean, did these guys think, hey, Dave and Buster's shouldn't be able to run the whole adult awesomeness thing? Let's get in on this.
Where is this at?
The Virginia Aquarium. Virginia Aquarium and Science Center.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like, you guys got to get on this. Because I mean, they got like the whole super big wall of fish window. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah, dude, someone's getting laid next to the fucking bass or whatever they have.
They got the tunnel of fish that goes underneath the aquarium.
Yeah, this is awesome. I dig it. I would go.
Sounds like a day trip, lads. Yeah, I know.
And the open bar. So they're catering to their
Why do I have this picture of a dry burger? I don't even know what the fuck this is doing here. It's in my tabs.
Hamburger.
Yeah, but I mean, look how dry it is.
That is very dry.
I mean, not just no condiments. It just looks like there was zero
Looks
fat
a little
content to that.
overcooked.
Was that a colored veggie burger? There's no animal fat to it whatsoever. All right, moving on. Pilots passengers react to pigeons on board an MSP flight to Madison. Are you ready for this?
Never been more ready.
No, that's what the pilot asked when he went over the intercom. You guys ready for this? This is the way he announces there's pigeons on the plane. The pilot gets on and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wildlife situation on the plane." And everyone is laughing at that point. Khan was traveling back from California to Madison, Wisconsin, when he boarded his connection flight in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Sunday night. When I boarded, everything seemed normal. Then I went and sat down, and I overheard a passenger come up to the flight attendant, who was standing right by where I was, and said, "I think there's a pigeon on the plane." According to the CAW, the pigeon was walking underneath the seats. The Delta Airlines baggage handler then came aboard and safely removed the bird in time for an on-time pushback from the gate just after 10 p.m. As the plane taxied down the runway, pilots radioed air traffic control. "Are you ready for this?" the pilot quipped. According to the recording from Broadcastify, "There's a pigeon on the airplane, and it won't go away." So that's when they taxied back and got someone to come get the damn bird.
He's just trying to migrate south.
In the laziest way possible. Oh, fuck. Look at the time. My God. You just burn through all the time. I got all these. Okay, look. Here, check this out. Woman arrested after reportedly throwing bottles of alcohol at other hotel guest staffs while nude.
Sounds fun.
Well, in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds like your average DC experience.
Right. And much like the rest of professional journalism in DC, they can't figure out whether this is a man or a woman because look at all the stories of it. Man arrested in Northwest hotel assault. DC man charged with hate crime after indecent exposure. And there's the person's
hate crime.
But wait, there's more. Yeah, hate crime. Okay, get this. So the police show up there after being called to a situation of a hotel guest acting unruly. Right? They get there, they're directed towards the back. Police say there was broken glass and property normally on the top of the bar, all over the floor, as the suspect was sitting completely nude at the high top table surrounded by Hilton Gardens hotel staff. When the officer asked the woman why she was naked, apparently it is a she, she reportedly said that, quote, "My Lord and Savior, Michael Jackson, told me to do this."
I was not prepared for that.
Uh-huh. It gets better. Then she immediately uttered, "I threw something at him," while motioning at one of the victims and said, "I wish I got all of them, all of the white people. I'm racist as fuck."
Okay. She seems pleasant.
I know. Police say the suspect was then asked to take, the suspect then asked them to take her to jail. So.
Still confused on the gender, but I'm with you.
Yeah. The backstory is, before the police were requested, the caller said the woman had been detained and was outside of the hotel, naked, on a towel on the ground. The caller told police that the woman ran inside the hotel and went over to the bar. She then began to throw bottles of alcohol at people while still nude. Multiple victims reported that she was throwing bottles at them while jumping back and forth over the hotel bar. According to the police report, the woman said, quote, "I hate white people and I wish I hit all the white people."
It's very rare that an article leaves me with just nothing to say, but you have done it today, sir.
Ma'am. It's ma'am.
No, sorry.
And I mean, Husani Cacho. Okay, fuck it. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. I'm not sure. That vaguely Japanese? I don't know. Husani Cachu.
That sounds Japanesey.
Yeah, she was placed under arrest for simple assault, hate/bias, destruction of property, hate/bias, lewd acts, unlawful entry, and disorderly conduct. I wasn't aware that there was a simple assault and destruction of property, hate/bias distinction within the district's criminal code. But I guess there is.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah, so you got me. That's the whole story. Confusing. Nobody can make up their mind who this was exactly. And their LinkedIn page came up, or at least somebody with an identical name and age. And I wanted to go check it out. But, you can't go to LinkedIn unless you're signed in. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
All right, we got to jump forward to the end, right? We got to.
All right.
Okay, Sin. Here's the question of the day.
Yes.
Do you want to see a nun beatbox?
Yes.
I know, right?
I have never wanted anything more.
This is the place.
Now that I know that that's an option.
Well, this is the place where we regularly show pre-sea walking. I got to do some kind of mashup, man, because this is totally a thing that happened and I love it. Let me just read the article accompanying. Brazilian nuns shock beatbox blessing on Catholic TV and it goes viral. Well, of course it did. A nun in Brazil has gone viral after unexpectedly launching into a beatbox performance during a Catholic TV broadcast in a moment that has prompted no shortage of memes. The nuns were invited on the show to speak about vocation when Sister Marzali began to sing and beatbox, NBC reported. While the performance lasted only a few moments, it was a little longer than that, it was enough to get the priest and the panel on their feet for a dance, for that clip, and it's gone viral. Yeah, the priest jumps up and starts doing, I don't know if you've ever seen a step back, it's a particular dance. Yeah, they're not describing it well. This NBC reporter who wrote this sounds like they were told what happened and they were trying to the best of their recollection to write it as a story, because that's not exactly what happens. It's a lot more fun than that, which is great. So, here we go. Of course, I downloaded the clip. I want this, do things with it. So, here's the host. This is father. Here's the two consecrated nuns. Ready? Here we go.
Ready.
Vocação, oh, vocação, oh, vocação.
Look at the sister step back. I love it. And then the priest jumps in.
Rapaz, que é isso? Gente, é show de talento.
I love it so
fucking cool.
That is not the first time she is beatboxing. She cupped the mic and it was perfectly done. She's been practicing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I'm totally making a dono out of that. And the priest had the right garb for it. Like, I forget what the outfit's called with the top shirt and then the flowing bottom, you know, basically the Constantine look of Keanu Reeves, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
The holy dressings of priestitude. I don't know.
The top comment on Twitter underneath it was, and the Lord saith, have no fun. And then underneath it said, God nowhere. I'm like, right? There were some people in there like, dude, this is undignified and so on. I thought,
Oh, shush.
you can tell these aren't Catholic people because they're saying, I thought Catholics were supposed to be so blah, blah, blah. And all of them ratioed with people with lighthearted comments. It was kind of, breath of fresh air to be like, lighten up, man. Don't you see the look on their face? They're having fun. Like, it's like, yeah, what's the problem?
I am, and this is just a little side tangent. I am very kind of elated to see that people who like people believe their religion, like that you are not going to shame somebody out of their beliefs.
Right.
And I love that the culture writ large seems to be kind of shifting away from, oh, you believe, like for example, oh, you're Christian, you must hate gay people. Oh, you're Muslim, you must want to
right.
do jihad. Like we as a culture are kind of shifting away from the shibboleths of old that these religions carry around.
Yeah. Especially, I don't know, sometimes true or overly emphasized or whatever, you know what I mean? Ugly baggage, it's like, don't let the loudest, angriest people represent the whole, if you know what I mean. Because it's just not, it's not fair, but it's also, I don't know, it's going to lead you to all sorts of shit where you assume bad things about, no, it's just not that way, man. He's just beaming and hasn't even started yet. I love it.
Dude, he's so happy.
I know. Okay, one more quick time. And then we'll do the titular article. Let's watch it again.
Vocação, oh, vocação.
I just love it.
Oh, vocação.
You think that was planned?
I don't know. It sounds like I can do this dance with it. Here, watch. Let's go. It seems like he just got involved himself. I love it.
Gente, é show de talento.
I wish it would have had a little bit longer, but that's the whole clip.
Misfit in the chat with a really good point. I think people are starting to see the value of religion.
I hope so. It's yeah. I hope so. There's definitely value there, and like anything, don't let the most hateful people who really kind of would find anything, not just religion, how many people find politics as a way to be, it's their personality that's being broadcast, not their, you know what I mean? Not their belief. If it wasn't the religion that they found to do it, it would be something else. It's like, man, you've been like this since before you found this thing, haven't you?
Yeah, it's like you needed that thing in your life to justify.
Yeah, to justify
the way you
right.
are.
Because how many people, the biggest pieces of false morality that I hear come from political people, environmentalists, not religious folks.
Yeah.
No, but that's recent because I think there's more cameras being pointed at political folks or the angry nut jobs than there was previously. Everyone talks about the satanic panic right now, right? Oh my God, did anyone, man, they really pushed a moral panic on this one. That's the way they're going to talk about the Orange Menace 10, 15 years from now. Man, people were really fucking nuts over Trump, weren't they? Yeah.
Get a little time to get some hindsight behind you.
Yeah. It's going to know what the hell you're talking about. You don't understand. It was so oppressive. Uh-huh. You're going to sound like the angry old grandma who was a mother at the time going, you don't understand, Satan was everywhere, you know?
Marilyn Manson and Eminem.
You're right. All right. This is the best proof I have ever had of anything at any time to demonstrate you got to read the story. Read the whole thing. You never know. Okay? Titular article. You stop doing what? Okay. I tested my blood for microplastics. The results weren't what I expected. This is from Slate, so, you know.
Take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, a bunch of pinkos. What can a $150 home test kit really tell you? Like, and how many microplastics are in your blood isn't even reliable, right? So you go through the whole article, and all the effort was for a microplastics blood test, first designed to be taken at home. Taking human blood for testing human blood for microplastics is a relatively new thing. Until this home test came out, the process could only be done in scientific research labs, which is not exactly an accessible option for most people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get the idea, right?
I got you.
I mean, you look at all the text here because it is a Slate article. I'm reading. Oh yeah, this is also a good example of burying the fucking lead, by the way. Even just getting an accurate measurement of microplastics, this is stuff I skipped over like 8-10 paragraphs here. Even getting a accurate reading or a measurement that's informative for microplastics is difficult in the blood. This is quoting a doctor. If you don't use a really strong, robust, reliable, repeatable method, reproducible, all of those things, then you're going to get a number out at the other end, but it might just be a sort of mythological number. Leslie, this particular doctor, said, okay. Would you trust a, I don't know, heart rate monitor that gave you a slightly different number anytime, or a cholesterol count method?
Well, I think a heart rate monitor giving different numbers is kind of,
that's
your heart does fluctuate.
Okay, bad example.
No, but I know what you mean.
A cholesterol count that's all over the place. It can't, like, 3 tests from the same blood sample and it gives you 3 different numbers. You know, like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That kind of variance is just no good. Now, they're talking, this is all the way down to the bottom of the article until I get to this paragraph, and I'm reading about how worried they are. And even if I get rid of all of the plastic wrap in my house and replace the synthetic sponges that I've been using with natural ones and so on, all the plastics that they've been told to get rid of, I'm still breathing in plastic every day because it's everywhere, all of us surrounding. When they click on this, plasma replacement methods, I end up finding out who the inventor of this at-home test is. I go to his Twitter. This is his Twitter. I am no longer injecting my son's blood. I've upgraded to something else. Total plasma exchange. Steps. Number 1, take out all the blood from a body. 2, separate plasma from the blood. 3, replace plasma with 5% albumin and IVIG. Here's my bag of plasma. Who wants it?
What the fuck?
This is not some rando. This is actually the guy who invented it. Look, he's got nearly 600,000 followers and is following only 713 people. This is the famous, wealthy hypochondriac that produced this test. The motherfucker's been injecting his own son's blood as part of his clean blood obsession. That's why he invented the microplastics blood test. He's got a giant bag of his own blood plasma here, Sin.
Is this even legal?
I don't know. It's incredibly vampiric, one way or the other, you know?
Yeah.
You're stealing your son's blood? Why? Because, and the reason he's doing that is because it's so similar in blood factors to his own, being that they're that directly related. And he had this theory of, I'm no longer injecting my son's blood. I've upgraded something better. I want to take all of my blood out and replace it in its entirety, not just inject new blood every night.
Every night?
Yeah. Yeah. He withdrew like once a week, not every night from his son. He withdrew like a couple of bags of it because he's got IVs at home, because he's a fucking hypochondriac and a weirdo who's got medical equipment he probably shouldn't have. I don't mean by law. I mean just for good sense. Shouldn't, like, yeah, you can buy IV bags and drip units and so on, but you shouldn't have them because, you're a vampire.
This dude doesn't walk around going,
Right, yeah, with the hands and everything, and the cloak behind the face. Yeah,
yeah, he needs to do the little right arm wrap around nose and
what's the
elbow.
guy's name from the guy who died mid-filming of Plan 9 from Outer Space? What the fuck was his name? Bela Lugosi. The Bela Lugosi thing.
Yeah, he's got to be a Bela Lugosi motherfucker.
Okay, so again, was that not a justified title? It's like, wait, you stopped doing what? So I don't know. If you ever come up with better evidence of why you need to read the whole fucking story, you let me know. Because I've never seen a few clicks down a rabbit hole when you get to the bottom of the lead berry that I came up with that. No wonder Slate didn't start their article with talking about who the inventor of this test method was. Maybe you might be as crazy as the guy stealing his son's blood and trying to give away, I don't know what, 4 gallons of plasma on Twitter?
1 little, 2 little, 3 little engines. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little engines. Uh-oh, sorry, that one was a half-breed.
That is so delightfully racist.
Hey, it's Dr. Akula. Thank you for the $7. He simply says, "It me." I forgot about that, Dr. Akula. Bastards. And there it is. We ran over time. Sin, thank you for staying around.
We did? No way.
Yeah, I gotta kick out myself right now. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna ask Sin what he's been up to. In the meantime, if you got any quick questions you're gonna fire off, please do ask them, and then we'll try and answer them back. Sin, what do you got for us? What have you been doing online? You did a stream yesterday?
Yeah, I did a stream yesterday over here. I covered a debate from Jubilee, which I will not be covering again in the future because the entire thing got copyright claims. So we will find something else, but it was interesting. Nonetheless, go check out the
20 Atheists against Peterson.
No, but okay. I was gonna cover that because Peterson made himself look really bad.
Really? That's your take?
Yeah, because
I mean, I saw it.
The clip I saw was him talking. He's like, well, when have I claimed to be a Christian in a Christian versus atheist debate? And I was like, dude, what?
Okay, so you didn't hear about what happened with that?
No, I did not.
Before, like, so he's talking. You know how it works, right? They got to run to the buzzer, and whoever gets to the buzzer first gets to talk. You know, right? I think that's just Jubilee's. One, I think their entire format's stupid. It's clickbait nonsense. But more than any of that, it blows me. How the fuck are you pulling in the people that you're pulling in for this? How much fucking suspicious level of money do you have? You got Peterson, you got Ben Shapiro, you got like people that shouldn't be bothering with this tripe. The fuck? I don't even understand. But they show up for it. So I just assume that they're paying huge. I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Like, why would any person who's interested in a serious discussion or debate or promoting their worldview be interested in arguing with 20 people that are running to a buzzer and shit like that? Like, it's nonsense. But anyway, before that, if you see the whole clip of that kid talking, you come back to me and tell me that isn't the world's most obnoxious 15-year-old. He makes David Hogg look absolutely charming by comparison.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I just saw that little clip.
Yeah, I get the idea. Like, well, hey, I don't think you know what YouTube video you're in. Actually, he was misinformed. He told them, I will debate 20 atheists. Yes, because I think atheism is wrong. And I'm here to point out, when you look at the 4 positions that he takes and then people run to the buzzer to hit it, none of them are God exists or I am a Christian or anything like that. He actually explicitly said in 2 discussions before that kid walked up that I'm not a Christian. That kid already knew that. He went up there and argued with him about a point he had already heard. He said, no, I'm not a Christian. And the person before said, oh, okay, so you're arguing that just the atheist position is not sustainable. And he goes, yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Because the guy who said that before went, okay, he took that he took it a hell of a lot better than that snot-nosed TikTok punk did, who was just
TikTok.
Well, he's a TikToker.
Yeah, he was looking for the clip.
Yeah, he was. That's why he goes, Peterson says, because he is being a smart ass. So he says to him, don't be a smart ass. It's like, Peterson, did you not know what you were walking into? You should have. And so anyway, the clip, you're damn right. The video title was 20 atheists versus one Christian. And the video was up for an hour before they changed it to 20 atheists versus Christian. And then in brackets, Jordan Peterson. And then 20 minutes later after that, 20 atheists versus Jordan Peterson. So it's like, wait, hold on. Did Peterson call you and say, what the fuck? Because that's not what you told me I was there for. And yet you put this video title around there.
Hey, fuck you, man!
You know, it's too bad I didn't get a chance to get to that story because I had a story. I'll keep it for next week and hopefully no one will get over it. It's about a town that's being terrorized by a single duck.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not really. It just turns out everybody in that town is a pussy. It's amazing when you read the stories. It's like, you got to be kidding me. Why didn't you just stomp the duck? Like, I don't.
Someone just get a cat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. Does anyone have a dog or a cat that would chase a wild animal? Like, you know, if only for fun.
Dude, I have had to clean up at least 3 dead animals in my backyard in the past 2 weeks.
Huh.
Eve picks up these little things, and she is a big fucking dog.
Right.
And she sees these little like groundhogs and they're babies. And she's like, I'm gonna play with it. And she plays catch with herself. She throws it up in the air and catches it. And then it dies.
Gamerly, thank you for the 850. Hey, I'll go on and debate. I think I could take a room full of mouth breathers. Do you know who would be really good at that debate format? Destiny.
Yeah. I think he's done stuff like that too.
Has he? It's just, what is that format good for? Nothing informative, but that's not the point of it. It seems very much as just like rapid fire gotchas. So, you know, who can talk faster than the other person becomes the thing. And it's okay. Wow. Well, I know somebody that would be good at that, or I can, you know, Destiny would.
Yeah.
Oh, drives me nuts. I watched that debate and I don't know. I'll never get that time back again. So there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by. Thank you very much for the generous donations. You guys are awesome. Greatly appreciate, especially you, Festonia. Sin, got any ideas, any thoughts, any words, deeds, or notions to mention?
Not too much right now, but everybody, well, these two will be back Friday on Drunkle's channel because I will not be here.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going out of town this weekend.
Oh, okay. So Drunkle's channel, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and other times elsewhere. Ha. At 5:30 a.m. on Christmas Island. And another duck beat. See, this is how you handle wild animals. Just hit them with a 10 and cuss at them. Because somebody gets bit by that duck, and right away I thought Valine would have just crunched it, man, with whatever object is closest, you know? I even have a donation of her doing it. Valine, thank you for the 850. Ironically, yes, I have a dog for this. My Boston Terrier has a double-digit kill count. What I mean, like, it's a lot of old folks in this town, but I mean, not that old. They're not fucking dead. Why don't you guys defend yourself? Like, a duck is actually attacking and injuring people. He put one person in the hospital.
Yeah, just kick it.
Yeah, they've got video of the duck chasing a woman across the street and her running for dear life. So anyway, we can look forward to that on Friday. I'll bring the video with me.
Awesome.
All right, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you over on Drunkle's channel on Friday. Laters.
Yep. Later.